What's up? I'm Megan Patrick. I am a singer, songwriter, country artist from Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada.
My first drink was a warm bush light, and my first scar is from an old dirt bike. My first love grew up on a farm. My first buck is tattooed on my arm. Yeah, I got it right out of the gate. 5-inch straight pipe and 98. Rolling cold Chevrolet lifted up. 'Cause my first car was a pickup truck. My first car was a pickup truck.
First season of hunting, I did not kill anything, but I was already hooked on it. I just loved the whole process of it. The seeing the sun come up in the morning and just being quiet, and this like idea of being there in the woods and like nobody even really knows that you're there, and then even just hearing a turkey gobble or just seeing anything at all, just that little rush of adrenaline was enough for me to be hooked on it before I actually killed anything. First successful hunt was a duck hunt. We went up north, a couple hours north. Their opening weekend was the weekend before ours, and it was, I feel like it was probably the ideal first duck hunt for someone who's new. It was awesome. I think we hit our limit by like 8:30, and we went back to the camp. The guys showed me how to clean them and breast them. We cooked them up that night, and I think that whole like full circle of going and hunting, having this amazing experience with the guys and like learning from them about it, and how everything works, and I just wanted all the information, and I was asking a lot of questions, and then being able to go and actually eat the meat and enjoy it, like, I don't know, it was just an awesome feeling. And so I got more and more into it, and then honestly, I think a big part of it too for me, as my career started building and getting bigger and bigger, like I really needed an escape from that sometimes. I mean, I love what I do, but being an artist, being an entertainer, you are expected to be on point, like on all the time, done up, makeup, hair, all that stuff, which has never really been me. Like I was always kind of a tomboy. So for me, being able to get out in the woods, whether it's with a few friends to, duck hunt, or even out by myself, deer hunt and stuff like that, it was just like a reset for me. And I didn't have to be on, I didn't have to be done up. Half the time I didn't even have to speak to another person, and I love that solitude. Yeah, I think one of the things that's always been really important to me, and I try and focus on, like, anytime I'm talking about hunting, on social media or in interviews or whatever it is, because I do get asked a lot about it. And one of the most important things to just me in life in general is authenticity. And I think, especially being a female, there are unfortunately some bad stereotypes and some not so great representatives for females in the hunting industry. I mean, and music too, really. But, and I wanted to make sure that I really steered clear of that kind of vibe. And I think a big part of it, like I said, goes back to just like being humble and not feeling like you have to prove something just because you're a girl. Because it is intimidating. It's very intimidating when it is a mostly male-dominated industry. But the one thing that I've learned, again, is like all the best hunters are not going to look at you different because you're a girl. And the most important thing you can bring with you into a hunt as someone who's just getting into it is, like I said, authenticity and a real passion for learning and for the sport itself, and the willingness to humble yourself and ask questions and just learn and know that, like, nobody cares, if you're not like the best hunter in the group or whatever. Just be a good hang and ask questions and learn and do it for the love of it and not for anything else, not for content or likes or attention or anything like that. Because I mean, when you do it for those reasons, it kind of, you deny yourself the really good things that come from hunting when you do it for the right reasons. And I also was coming into my own journey of my faith and my relationship with God at that time, and that became my favorite time to pray and connect with God, and I felt most connected to Him when I was in the woods. So it was I can't can't even explain what a positive impact it's had on my life. And that's what I try and talk about, when I post about hunting on social media, because there's a lot of people that don't understand, and that's fair. I mean, how could you unless you've experienced it, but I try and explain that it is so much more than just like killing stuff. It's a lot for me. I think I'd be a lesser person without it. So, to be honest, this past year has been really, really tough for my career, really frustrating. Obviously, the pandemic being a big part of that. And, when you're especially living in Nashville where like everybody is in the industry, like you're just surrounded by it 24/7. You can't really get away from it. And it gets really easy to lose perspective of why I do this in the first place, meaning music and writing songs. And I forget that the reason why I do it and the reason I started in the first place was like for fans and listeners, and to write songs that make people feel something or make them feel seen or understood or heard. And so when I get to come to a camp where, sometimes I'm at camps with other artists or people that play or sing, but a lot of times I'm the only one, and it's really refreshing to just sit. We sat here last night and I played you guys some songs, and just seeing that like immediate reaction of people that I just met, 2 days ago, and just that like genuine raw reaction to my music, and reminding me why I really do this, because I get so caught up with radio and streaming numbers and award shows and all that kind of stuff. And like the reality is that none of that stuff really matters, and it has nothing to do really with why, this is so important to me and why I do it. So that part is awesome and kind of pulls my head out of my ass. Can I say that? And so this particular trip was very timely, and I really needed it, and it's been a really good thing for me.
My first scars from an old dirt bike. My first love grew up on